and welcome to the first ever SFA Now. We have some interesting stories for you coming up on today's show. Learn how to protect yourself from the flu, discover the new game of bra pong, and we will tell you the top Halloween costumes this year. All this and more on SFA Now. Welcome back to SFA Now. I'm Justin Hinkle.
And I'm Chloe Bradford.
It's late October, and you know what that means. Flu season is upon us here at Stephen F. Austin. Flu season typically starts in the fall and peaks in January and February. So far, there have been isolated cases of the flu in Alabama, South Carolina, and Texas, according to the U.S. Center for Disease Control and Prevention. The flu can spread by a person touching a surface or object that has the flu virus on it, and then touching their own mouth or nose. The most common way this flu is spread is by an infected person sneezing or coughing without covering his or her mouth. Ew. So prevent the spread and cover your sneeze. SFA nursing student Nikki Child said the best way to avoid catching the flu is to wash your hands a lot and always get your flu shot. Urgent Doc, located on North Street, is offering flu shots for $19, and SFA Now was able to get a behind-the-scenes look at an SFA student receiving her flu shot. So just remember 3 easy tips. Wash your hands, cover your sneeze or cough, and stay at home if you are sick. For more information on flu prevention, visit www.cdc.gov.
And not only is October flu season, but it's also National Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and Zeta Tau Alpha has come up with a unique way to show their support. National Breast Cancer Awareness Month is an annual campaign to increase awareness of the disease. Zeta Tau Alpha sorority at Stephen F. Austin State University has been raising money for breast cancer education and awareness all month. They recently passed out Yo Play Yogurt on campus, collecting yogurt lids, as well as playing bra pong to raise money for the Susan G. Komen Breast Cancer Foundation. Each lid donated 15 cents to the foundation. Students could compete for various prizes and gift cards to local restaurants and shops. Zeta Tau Alpha also had another event earlier this October, the Pink Out football game, where they sold t-shirts and all of the money went to the Susan G. Komen Foundation. Nationally, Zeta Tau Alpha has recently partnered with the National Football League's A Crucial Catch campaign for the 2013 season. For more information on breast cancer awareness education or Zeta, visit their website at www.zetataualpha.com.
Halloween is only one day away. See if your costume ranks as one of the top Halloween costumes this year. It's that time again as people go out and find themselves that perfect costume for Halloween. This year it seems that the top costumes are reflecting the most exciting pop culture events of the year. For the average college student or young adult, one of the top costumes is Miley Cyrus and her VMA performance, which occurred in August of this year. Following the popularity of some of this year's television shows, costumes mimicking characters from AMC's Breaking Bad and A&E's Duck Dynasty beard are hot purchases for the holiday. For children, many of the popular costumes come from the Disney Princess line, as well as from popular superheroes like Batman, Superman, and Captain America. According to the National Retail Federation, many people will still go as a traditional Halloween costume. The NRF found that around 5 million people will be basic witches, zombies, vampires, and pirates. Research has also found that around 8% of adults even plan to dress as their pets as their costume for this year's Halloween. Americans are expected to spend around $2.6 billion this year on Halloween, showing that even the most simple of holidays can become a big money item for anyone involved. Share your costumes on our Facebook page at www.facebook.com/SFA Now.
Are you looking for a new way to worship? Well, then you may be interested in a gospel-to-gospel gathering. On Saturday, October 26th, Soul to Soul Gospel Ministries hosted its annual Fall Fest. at Stephen F. Austin State University. Soul to Soul Gospel Ministries is the campus organization that promotes worship through teaching and mentoring. The organization's main focus is on Jesus and his kingdom, and this focus is reflected with all the events hosted by the group. The event kicked off at 5 o'clock and was held in the Twilight Ballroom in Baker Patillo Student Center. Colleges from various areas came down to fellowship and form bonds with one another while enjoying themselves in God through ministering, song, dance, and more. As usual, there were praise dancers, choir performances, and mime. And this year, the Prairie View University Choir and mime made its appearance. And Texas Women's University brought their choir as well. And Soul to Soul Gospel Ministries will host its annual Spring Fest next semester.
If you are interested in some crazy cool art portraits, you don't have to travel too far. Head on down to the International Portrait Exhibition. The International Portrait Photography Exhibition is being held until October 31st here at Stephen F. Austin State University in the Griffith Art Gallery. This exhibition will feature over 50 artists from 20 different countries. Andrei Martinov, director of the Moscow Biennale in Russia and manager of this exhibition, demonstrates different techniques of portrait photography. He uses other artists' photographs to display traditional and current trends that use new age technology to alter photographs. This exhibition has been held in France, Japan, and in Italy, and has been seen by more than 25,000 people. The exhibition is now at Stephen F. Austin and is open to the general public in the afternoons, Tuesday through Friday, from 12:30 p.m. to 5 p.m. If you would like more on any of the stories you have heard today, be sure to check out our Facebook page at www.facebook.com/SFA Now. Also, if you have an interesting event that you know of that's going on and it might be newsworthy, write it on our wall and share it with us.
Stay with us after the break to get all the ghoulish details about Scare on the Square right here on SFA Now.
Welcome back to SFA Now. Once again, I'm Justin Hinkle.
And I'm Chloe Bradford.
This past weekend, Nacogdoches celebrated the annual Scare on the Square. Kaylee Holdage has the story.
From train rides and petting zoos to scary costumes and vendor booths, Nacogdoches held their annual Scare on the Square last Saturday. Many vendors from around the county showed up to pass out candy to anxious trick-or-treaters. A popular booth was the Nacogdoches Paranormal Investigators. Carrie, the founder of the team, said they have been coming out since 2008.
This is actually our 5th year in a row. We get quite a few people show up and tell us different stories. And ever since the TV show Ghost Hunters and stuff like that have came out, a lot more people are open to what we do now.
From UFOs to poltergeists, the team said they had been busy investigating more than ghosts this Halloween.
We've been here since 2000. What we do is, not only do we investigate hauntings, but we also go much more farther to the paranormal, such as UFO sightings and cryptozoology and stuff like that. Stuff that other teams really don't touch other than just being a ghost hunter. That's not what we're all about.
Another local vendor, Elizabeth Manuel, told SFA Now her favorite part about Scare on the Square.
I have to say my favorite part is just getting to see everybody come out to the community and seeing people you know, and I love the little kids and their little costumes. They're so adorable. So.
In addition to street vendors, Scare on the Square had games for kids, pony rides, and a petting zoo. The festival incorporated family fun for kids of all ages and is a staple of Nacogdoches. A definite must-see for next year's Halloween. Reporting for SFA Now, I'm Kaylee Holdage. From train.
Share your Scare on the Square experience with us on our Facebook page.
If you'd like to know more of a thrilling Halloween experience, then ZipNac is the place for you this holiday season. Darian Salone tells us more.
Have a good zip.
I didn't even see him come up here.
If you're looking for some excitement this year for Halloween, ZipNac might be the place for you. For the second year in a row, ZipNac is offering zip lining with a bit of Halloween thrill with Scare in the Air. We're here with Susan Rice, part owner of ZipNac, with more about Scare in the Air.
ZipNac actually is a canopy tour that has 5 elements. And so Scare in the Air is developed to be something that's fun for friends and family to enjoy it. It's kind of an alternative to Halloween. We have a fire going in the fire pit. We serve hot chocolate when they get down, and it's a very festive occasion.
During Scare in the Air, Zipnac is decorated with Halloween decorations to give the park a theme for Halloween. Before you are able to enjoy ziplining here at Zipnac, you must first go over the park's safety rules and then go to ground school to learn how to zip line. After that, you are able to receive your gear.
This is actually our second year to do Scare in the Air, and we did it as a takeoff from the Downtown Association. They had their Scare on the Square. And so we thought, well, this would be a perfect takeoff from that. People can go enjoy it and then come here at nighttime and zip through the air at nighttime.
Scare in the Air ends soon, so if you're interested in making a trip to Zipnac, you can reach them at 936-645-5094 or visit their website at zipnac.com. This is Darian Salone, and this is SFA Now.
The Battle of the Piney Woods is upon us. Come out and support your Lumberjacks as they take on Sam Houston State University. Robbie Key has the story.
This Saturday on November 2nd, 2013, the Stephen F. Austin State University Lumberjack football team will duke it out against the Sam Houston State University Bearcats at the Reliance Stadium in Houston, Texas. This football game, composed of longtime college rivals, marks the 88th annual Battle of the Piney Woods, where SFA and SHSU face off against one another. SFA senior Brady Attaway will be the starting quarterback at the Battle of the Piney Woods for his third year in a row. Attaway says he's always loved playing at the Reliance Stadium because of its differing atmosphere from that of Homer Bryce Stadium.
It's a lot of fun every year. You know, it's close to 30,000 people every game, and it's a great atmosphere to play in. It's a lot better than when you play at home and only have about 13,000. But no, it's always fun playing in a big stadium like that.
With the Lumberjacks having lost to the Bearcats for the past 2 games, Attaway is hoping to make a triumphant comeback for his final year at SFA during the college's biggest game of the year.
It's a huge game, obviously, and everybody knows that. But it kind of sucks just losing 2 years in a row to them.
This has been Robbie Key, SFA Now.
And while you are out cheering on your Lumberjack football team, check out the SFA band's new uniforms. Zach Stewart gives us the inside scoop.
For almost every football game for the past 8 years, the Lumberjack Marching Band has donned their purple uniforms to cheer on their Lumberjacks. But this year, they have something more to cheer for. The Lumberjack Marching Band was proud to debut their brand new uniforms recently, something that excited everyone associated with the band. The new uniforms dazzle in a brilliant purple. The main feature at the top is the large SFA logo that is centered onto the jacket. The pants feature a purple stripe, as well as an SFA logo surrounded by the words, the Lumberjack Marching Band. The uniform also features new hats that are purple on the top with a black band around the sides. The SFA logo is also a central feature. In an interview with Dr. David Campo, director of the LMB, he discussed the new uniforms.
Process, it's a little bit scary because you know you're going to have to live with whatever you design for the next 8 years. And so, of course, the people at Fruhoff Uniforms are great. That's what they do. And so I told them what I wanted, and we actually sat here with an interactive desktop and designed the uniforms together.
The previous uniforms are hopefully going to have a new life as well.
The process of trying to figure out how we can go about legally turning those uniforms into decorative pillows. There's a company that does decorative pillows with old band uniforms and then sell those to the alumni and former members of the LMB who would love to purchase them, but right now.
The LMB is extremely excited to feature these brand new uniforms for the next several years as they continuously back their favorite Lumberjack football teams, whether they're in the rain or in the shine. For SFA Now, I'm Zach Stewart reporting.
Stick around after the break. We'll have Cassie Dickerson from the Pine Log. You don't want to miss this.
During the break, like us on our Facebook at www.facebook.com/SFA Now.
Welcome back to the last segment of our first ever SFA Now. We are joined here now by Cassie Dickerson, Editor-in-Chief of the Pine Log. Welcome, Cassie. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. Now, not to give too much away to the viewers, but you're working on a feature piece about an SFA student who has a twin brother that attends Sam Houston. Am I correct on that?
Yes, and actually the feature ran in this week's issue. It came out today, so people can go pick out a Pine Log and read it. It's very, it's just a cute little story. The guy, his name's Jake, and he's a twin, and his brother goes to Sam, and the reason being he went is because they have a golf program, management program there, and Jake came here for a forestry program. But the funny thing is, his family is completely lumberjack family, so he's the only Bearcat in the family. So they say they have a lot of fun with it, just kind of talking some smack and stuff. So
yeah, that must be a lot of fun.
Yeah,
you have one family for rival schools. One goes to Sam.
Yeah, talk about a sibling rivalry.
Yeah, what do they do at family dinner? I bet to talk about the schools. So what made you want to not only do the story but do Pine Log and join Pine Log?
Well, I've always been interested in journalism. Before I transferred to SFA, I was the editor at my other school, Kilgore College, and I love print, newspaper. I love everything about it. And the Pine Log, I knew coming into SFA, I knew that it was a pretty good program and that Pat Spence was great, and so I was just really excited to work with everybody here.
Cool. Now, what year are you in school?
I'm a senior. I'll graduate actually in December.
So you're getting towards the end of it.
Yeah.
Now, I assume you've been doing this for, a couple of years now. How do you keep the Pine Log fresh for the viewers? As print kind of becomes a dying medium almost, how are you keeping that stuff interesting to college students?
Well, we actually completely redesigned it this semester, and we were focusing more on visual appeal and just like content that students would actually be interested in, and not just like a lot of like national news. I mean, we still use national news, but we want it to be like directly from campus, like the news. And so we really focus on just eye-catching designs and headlines, and we try to, balance between hard news and like features, stories, and just little funny things like that. And we're also really promoting our online content and social media. So we have a Twitter, we have a Vine, an Instagram, and a YouTube channel. And we've actually done a series called Cooking Cheaply that we try to air like every few weeks or so, where a few of our editors, they film a recipe like breaded chicken. Like it's under $25 and we show you how to cook it. And it's just, we do it in a funny way to try to, shift towards visual and online content, but I mean, it's been great. We've been really experimenting
especially
with stuff.
Since we're in college, we need other stuff that we can eat,
Yeah.
So to tell us how to cook, especially YouTube and Twitter, where the real social media is.
Yeah, keeping up with that digital movement. So many news mediums these days are moving to that digital, and it's nice to hear that us here at SFA are keeping with that trend.
Yeah. Now, not only are you doing Pine Log, but you will be a photographer at the Piney Woods football game. Tell us about that. Are you excited about it?
I'm very excited. I did photography in high school for the games, but I haven't ever been able to do it here at SFA until the homecoming game. So I'm really excited to be down on the field. Last year I was in the stands, and it was really fun. But I just am ready to be back on the field and in the action, so I'm excited.
Very cool, very cool. Now, what are have you done the Piney Woods game before, or is this
I haven't photographed it, but I've been and I just sat in the stands. But
so for a first time, what are some things that that you've learned in your classes and that kind of stuff that you'd like to take to that Piney Woods game to, make the experience all it can be, so to speak?
I just want to get the best shot, so just look for those opportunities and get the best shot.
Very cool, very cool. Yeah, it's a big rivalry game. We've got actually the Pine Log here.
Now, do you write? Now, what stories in here have you written about this
issue?
October the 30th.
Okay. Well, we did a promo on the front for the Piney Woods, and we dedicated our sports page actually to just a preview of the Piney Woods game. And on the front, I wrote the twin feature, and then the Purple Haze Association won the Paint Houston Purple competition, and so that's just meaning they had the most people to sign up to get their seats at Reliant Stadium. So we featured them, and then there's a lot of other fun articles in there about like witty costumes that you can have for Halloween and things like that. And our editorial was about like how Halloween costumes have been so sexualized and just our kind of take on that. And yeah, there's a lot of interesting things in there. So you should definitely give it a read.
Interesting. Yeah. I mean, a lot of people I know sometimes going to class, we just pass right by. We don't even pick it up. But it's a lot of good information in here and good stories in here. Is it fun to write about this?
Oh yeah. I mean, I love people. I love sharing their stories, and I think that's one of the great aspects of working for the Pine Log. And there's also we had a writer, Dalton LaFernie, and he wrote about the big Eco-to-Go issue on campus right now, and the to-go boxes. So,
what is your take on that?
Well, I mean, it's a good purpose. I mean, we do need to be sustainable, but I know it is going to be hard to get students to actually participate in it. And I think actually the students like shot down the idea, but
that makes sense. Trying to get college students to be eco-friendly is always a struggle. Now. As a sports fan, I'm sorry, but I got to get back to the Piney Woods for just a second. It is such a big game. And you mentioned that you did a full page preview. Did you write some of that?
I didn't write any of it, but I did help photograph for it. We just set up a time with the football players and did just a few feature photos. We highlighted the impact players. My sports editor, Jordan Moss, actually wrote the article, and he did the design of the page and stuff. So.
What is it like, being college students? Is it exciting being a journalist and covering, because sports is such a big medium that gets covered so much, when we get out of college and into the, job field. Is it exciting covering those events and, meeting the athletes and that kind of stuff?
Yeah, definitely. It's a great experience for real world, because, I mean, you are going out and you're getting taste of what press conferences are like, and, what it's like to be on the field and to have to manage everybody else's schedule to sit down with them and, get a personal take on like what it's like being an athlete or something like that.
I bet too, it gives you that good experience dealing with, here at SFA, you could call the athletes definitely high profile figures across, people see Brady Attaway or, the coach of the football team and things like that. They know who they are, so it must be a cool experience getting to work with those kind of high profile people. Speaking of, I'm kind of curious, what's one of the most high-profile interviews you've done with somebody? What's one that kind of stands out to you?
Let me think. I interviewed Mayor Roger Van Horn, last semester. That was pretty cool.
I bet the mayor had plenty of stuff. What was that interview about, if you don't mind me asking?
Oh, no, it's fine. It was about his trip to Ecuador, and he took a mission trip there, and it was just like his life as both a dentist and the mayor. So the reason he went to Ecuador was to practice dentistry, and so just kind of get out in the field and share God's word and help.
I'm sorry, but did anybody here know that the mayor of Nacogdoches is also a dentist?
Yeah, that took me by surprise as well.
I've learned something on this show today. I'm sure our viewers have too. That's kind of cool.
How cool would that be to know that the mayor is working on your teeth? Would it be cool to you to know the mayor is actually working or cleaning in my teeth? That's cool. Now, you have some really cool stories going on. The mayor is a dentist, and you're getting high-profile athletes. What has been the coolest story that you have written so far?
Oh, goodness.
Just jogging the memory. There's plenty to think of.
I mean, I've written so much.
Well, I mean, there's been so many. You have, I know that this one right now, the twins. How did you find out about that story?
It was actually during orientation, freshman orientation. Their parents came to the Pine Log office looking for a yearbook, and they were just kind of talking to Pat and saying how, yeah, we have twins, and one's going here, one's going to Sam, and we're like, oh wow, give us their contact. We'd be interested in talking to them and possibly doing a story over them. And that was just like the beginning of the year, and then we kind of didn't think about it, and then as Piney Woods approached, we were like, oh yeah, we need to find those guys and interview them, and luckily we had their numbers, and so we were able to get in contact with them.
Perfect. It sounds like the story just kind of fell into your lap a little bit.
Definitely.
Well, let me just say thank you so much for coming in today. You've given us a lot about the Pine Log and the different things you're doing. Hopefully a lot of our viewers are really excited out there, and we'll go pick up the next edition of the Pine Log.
For sure. That looks like all the time we have for today, and thank you again, Casey, for being here. And thank you, viewers, for tuning in to SFA Now. I'm Chloe Bradford.
And I'm Justin Hinkle. We'll see you later.
Yeah, you're welcome.